The most important aspect of the craps game is the table itself. It's composed of multiple betting areas, each with its own rules and payouts. The table itself is split into 3 zones. There are 2 identical main bet areas, as well as a prop bet section between them. Some casinos may also include different versions of the table, featuring more special bets. Although the table may look complex, it's important to know that some bets are just opposites of one another, and many of them share similarities in their rules, like the winning or losing requirements. One important aspect to remember is that all bets rely on the outcome of the dice. Firstly, let's discuss the main betting areas. Starting from the bottom, you have the pass line bet. It is an easy bet to make that wins if you roll a 7 or an 11 on the come-out roll, and loses if you roll 2, 3, or 12. Any other number rolled becomes the point number that you missed roll before a 7, in order to win the pass line. It's worth noting that this bet pays at 1-to-1, making it a great choice for beginners. Next up, the don't pass bet is easy to understand, because it works opposite to the pass line, meaning that in order to win, you must roll a 2, 3, or 12 on the come-out roll, and you lose if you roll a 7 or 11. This bet pays exactly the same as the pass line, at 1-to-1. Right next to don't pass, you have the big 6 and big 8 bets. They win if you roll a 6 or 8 respectively, and lose if you roll a 7. The payout is also 1-to-1, but there is a catch. These bets are not usually recommended, because if you bet on place 6 or place 8 instead, you get the better payouts at 6-to-5. That's why some casinos are not even including big 6 and big 8 on their tables. The field bet is also a beginner-friendly bet that win if you roll 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11 or 12, and lose if you roll 5, 6, 7 or 8. It pays at 1-to-1, and it's fun because you can hit several dice combinations to get your field bet win. The come bet acts and pays exactly like the pass line, the only difference being that you can place a come bet only after a point number has been established. The don't come works opposite to the come, meaning that you win on 2 or 3, and lose on 7 or 11, with a tie on 12. Next up, the place bet is one of the best bets in craps. It is split into 2 zones. The first one is place to win, where you have to roll the box numbers you bet on, before a 7. For example, if you put a place to win bet on 5, you must roll it before a 7. The second one is place to lose, where you have to roll a 7 before the box numbers you bet on. As an example, if you put a place to lose bet on 4, you must roll a 7 before the 4, in order to win. The payouts are different depending on the numbers you bet on. If you understand how place bets work, you'll know the rules for the buy and lay bets too. The differences are related only to the payouts, because for the buy and lay bets, you must pay a 5% commission, in order to have better payouts. When it comes to how the bets are played, if you place a buy bet on 5 for example, in order to win that, you must roll a 5, while rolling a 7 will lose you the bet. The lay bet works opposite to that, meaning that if you place a lay bet on 5, in order to win, you must roll a 7 before it. So, as you can see, many bets on the table are opposites, making them less scary. Moving on to the prop bets section, you can find bets like the Hardways, that win when a combination of 2 identical numbers add up to one of the specific values mentioned in the boxes. Below the Hardway numbers, you have the one-roll bets, starting off with any 7, which is very easy to understand, because it wins when you roll a 7 and loses on any other number. Next up, the horn numbers. They work similarly with the Hardways, where you have to roll specific numbers in order to win, while any other numbers than 2, 3, 11 and 12 will lose you the bet. For example, if you bet on horn and roll a 2, you win the part of the bet placed on the number 2, while losing the other 3 parts that were corresponding to the other numbers. Below the horn numbers, you have the any craps bet that wins when you roll a 2, 3 or 12 and loses if you roll any other number. Lastly, the C and E circles represent a combined bet of both the any craps and 11. The payouts for this bet depend on which part of it wins. For example, if you bet $6 on C and E, you're basically betting $3 on any craps and $3 on 11. If let's say, you roll an 11, you will get the payout for 11, which is 15-to-1, but lose the part of the bet made on any craps. Going back to the whole table layout, it's worth noting that there are 2 main variations of the craps table. The usual one, that we just discussed about, and a crapless craps table, which has a slightly different layout and rules. If you want to learn more about the game of craps and its individual bets, check out our in-depth video guides on YouTube or read our expert's opinion on chippy.com. That's all the basics you need to know about the craps table. Thanks for watching, and remember that learning the table layout and how the bets work can help improve both your gameplay and your odds of winning.